How to use ClickUp. Full ClickUp tutorial for project management. Hi guys, welcome back to the Eminent HD YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can use ClickUp for your project management needs and what are the different features provided by ClickUp. So let's get into it. First off, we are on the homepage of ClickUp and we can sign up for ClickUp just by entering my email address over here. I'm going to enter my email address and some personal details, and then I am going to get back to you guys in a second with a new account. Now, once you have filled in your personal details, this is going to be your homepage here on ClickUp. Now, on your homepage, you have a lineup of your most important tasks. You can add any tasks to your favorite and have them appear over here, where you can view your highlights or anything that is very essential or on the urgent needs. So after that, you have your trending tab over here, where any task that is something that you have worked on for the entire day or something that you have dedicated a lot of time for is going to appear over here. Now on your homepage, you also have your My Work section, where you can view everything that is assigned to you. You can categorize it by the days as well. Also view any assigned comments on your tasks. You can also view any of your completed tasks and any of your delegated tasks as well. Below your homepage here, you have your notifications. So any new notifications and anything that has been cleared is going to appear over here. In your notifications, you have two sections. So first you have a all section to view all notifications. These are going to be related to your entire workspace, whatever has happened within the entire workspace. Or if you want notifications that are only related to you, you can click on Assign to Me, and that is going to show you notifications for tasks or anything that was assigned to you and any updates regarding those tasks. Now below that, you have your Pulse feature, and this is only available for more a live work environment. If you want to monitor your office time, your office hours, if you're working in a larger team and you want to see who is online when is someone doing their tasks, when is everyone working. To monitor those times, you can work on this Pulse section. Below that, you have your goals. So you can set custom goals and have some kind of completion or have a kind of bonus set for the accomplishment of certain goals. And these are going to be set manually. You can't add like any automations in your goals. Below that, you have your favorite section on ClickUp. After that, you have your spaces, dashboards, and docs. Now, spaces are the basic section where you are going to be working in. And once you create your account here on ClickUp, you're going to have a everything space. Now, this is going to be a empty space where you can start off by creating a name and having a blank space, or you can start off your journey on ClickUp with a template. Now, I suggest that you do use a template when you're starting off to understand the platform, but if you want to go with a blank one, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to create this space and name it Work. I'm going to click on Next, and after that you're going to select your color and icon for your workspace. So you can set it to whatever you like, or you can even upload a custom icon. So if you're working with a business or if you're running your company, you can upload your company icon over here. After that, you can add your workspace to a specific area. Now, in ClickUp, things are categorized based on spaces and workspaces. So the workspace is larger category, and within that, it will be a smaller category of your different spaces. So you can choose to make it private or public. So if I make everything workspace a public workspace, it's going to be shared with anyone that has been added to this workspace. However, if I make it a private board, it is only going to be shared with the people I choose to share it with. In this way, you can categorize and limit certain options for certain levels of your business. So if there are employees that only need to know about the coding section, or someone that only needs to know about the IT projects, you can limit them to private boards that are only related to IT. And if someone is a manager of your entire company, they can be added to each board so they can monitor everything as well. So you're going to click on that. After that, you're going to set your default task status. So you can add it to a custom, normal, or Kanban view. So let's just say I like a normal view, and I'm going to show you guys how you can customize that as well later on. Now, after that, you're going to enable your ClickUp apps, and these are basically categorizations. And for someone that is starting out, I would suggest that first off, you unselect all of these and then select any you find essential. So let's say I find priorities essential, I find tags multiple assignees, and I find incomplete warnings dependency, and I find these tags essential. You can add or remove tags as you go as well, so don't be worried about that. Just add what you need, and don't add a tag unless you do need it, and you can add it afterwards, because if you have like all of these tasks activated, you're going to confuse maybe your employees or the people you're working with so many different tasks, and it might feel a bit overwhelming to everyone. After that, you are going to set the default settings. So I'm going to turn on the list view, which is going to be always required, a board view, and I find that their timeline views are also very helpful, and you can add more views as you go. But to show you guys, I'm going to enable all the views that are available so you guys can get a good idea of what the views on ClickUp look like. Now, after that, I'm going to have a general overview, and I'm going to create this space. And now you can see over here in ClickUp, you're going to make different lists, and within those lists, you're going to add your tasks. So let's just say we have, let's make it simple, and let's add subjects for tasks. So this is a list that is titled as open, but if I have a separate list altogether, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on new task, and I'm going to add that over here. So now you can see over here I've added my tasks, and they're all in the open status. Now this is because I have grouped them by their status over here. I can group them by their custom fields, by no categorization at all, by their due dates, by their priorities, assignees. But if you want to take a look at your different statuses, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this open status above your tasks, and you're going to click on manage statuses, and here you can view all the different statuses that are available, and then you can click on custom, and then you're going to add more statuses. So you're going to click on enter status, so you can say working on, and you can color them to make sure each status has a different color. And then we can add in notice, to review. So you can add as many statuses as you want, and then you can move done statuses over here. So this is going to enable you to categorize completed work as well. So these are active statuses. So for any task that is happening currently, it's going to be present over here, but any closed task is going to be present over here. So this is going to help you, maybe if even a task is completed, it needs to be reviewed, if it needs to be supervised, it needs to be approved, you can add more closed statuses in that situation. And you can add your statuses within a entire space to a custom list, a board, a Kanban. So you can create different statuses for different workspaces as well. I'm just going to save this, and you can see this is the list view. And if I go into the board view, I'm going to see all of these different statuses. So in progress, review, closed, and if I have any task within my little open section, I can move it in progress like this, and then move it forward as the task is being completed. And if I was to do this in a list view, I would just click on the task. And once you click on the task, you're going to have all of the details for that task provided. So you can see the status, the assignee over here is the priority, and you can set any priority that you want, and you can even add custom fields to your priorities. Then you have this add to favorites, add to another list, convert to a list, convert to a subtask, duplicate, move, merge, template centers, and dependencies. All these details are present over here. After that, you have a estimate time and a due date as well. And if I want to change the status, I'm just going to click on it. My in progress review or closed. If I click on closed, it's going to be closed, and it's going to be moved to the closed section. So this is how everything is going to appear on a calendar. Right now, I have not set any due dates for any of my tasks, but if I go over here and I set a due date for tomorrow like this, and if I set a due date like this. So you can also set due dates, like if I write 3 weeks. So ClickUp has a very smart and intelligent AI function, which is going to automatically estimate when 3 weeks are going to be and what the date is going to be, and it's going to do that for me without me having to calculate how far is 3 weeks or what date is going to be in 3 weeks. And you can see if I go into the calendar view now, I can see this task appear on my calendar. After that, we have our Gantt view, which is also pretty decent. it does allow you to really monitor your progress, and it's very similar to a timeline view, but it has a calendar plus a list as well. So it's like a combination of maybe a list view and a timeline view, you could say. And I do find it useful, but sometimes it can be a stretch. So I prefer using the timeline view over the Gantt view. Now, the timeline view really simplifies things. You can see over here, this task, it's expanded between the 5th and the 13th of October. If I want it to be completed in less time, I'm just going to expand or contract this bar, and maybe I want it to be completed in 3 days, like so. So I'm going to set the date between that. After that, if you take a look at any of my unscheduled tasks, they're going to appear over here. And what I can do is I can drag and drop a task like this, and this is automatically going to set a due date for those tasks as well, which I find pretty helpful because I don't have to add custom due dates. I can just add all my tasks all together and then set due dates by adding them to the timeline view over here. So if I was to add this English task as well, like this, and this is going to help you optimize your time so you can see what task you're going to be doing on what day. After that, you have a activity view over here. This is going to monitor the entire activity of your workspace. Then you have a workload view where you can add widgets to see who is doing what workload, what time it's taking, and how many tasks they're doing. These functions are more useful if you're working in a larger team. After that, you have your mind maps where you can create a simplified version of your workflow and have a visual representation of all of your tasks. These are around all of the views here on ClickUp. Now, if we take a look at our spaces, so you can see this is a work everything space, but if I want to create an entirely new space, I can do that as well. So I can just name this family. And this is a very interesting space to add. So you can see our work is totally separated from our family, and I can create different boards within work. So if I was to click on list, if I was to click on view, add another view, and you can see I have list 1, and then within work I can create another folder or another list. So I can just click on new list, and I can say work 2. And like this, I can have many lists and many different spaces within this one little work section and have like a different section entirely separated. Now below that you have your dashboards, and dashboards are especially helpful if you're working with a different client and they need a general overview of what you are currently doing, what the progress is looking like, who is doing what, without having to actually access the workspace and without having to navigate through the workspace. And dashboards are going to just help you create a optimized view for your client. Now, to create a dashboard, just click on My Dashboard, click on Client Dashboard over here, and then you can see this is a sample where you can have a chat, a completed section, a number of tasks completed, all tasks, and you can add more widgets as you go. So whatever your client wants to monitor, you can add a workload status or time reporting or text block, chat block that your client actually wants. And you can even create a dashboard for yourself to monitor workflows as well. Maybe you want to check the workload status of each assignee in your workspace. So you're going to select the space you want to monitor the workflow for. You can group it by active or cleared. Then you can choose to include archived, closed, subtasks, and multiple lists, display in percent. Let's display this in percent, and you can add this widget. And this is just going to help you know and serve you better in the managing position. Now below that you have your docs. So in your docs you have all the documents that have been uploaded in your workspace. You can add comments in docs as well and upload them to a task. And generally the docs feature is more like a note-taking feature here on ClickUp. If you want to create tasks very fast, if you take a look at your bottom right, you have this task plus button, and you can just add whatever task you want. So let's just say homework at, and I can just select a list. So I'm just going to go in family, and just create a list, whatever. And this task is going to be uploaded over there. I can even add a assignee, due date, priority, tag, whatever I want. So I can set it at urgent priority. I can set a due date for the next day. I can add tags. And then I can even add attachments, subtasks, and assign it to a specific person. So I'm just going to assign it to myself, and I'm going to create this task. And this is going to help you upload tasks very quickly and optimize your general time, because if you're someone that is going to be a teacher or a manager, you're not going to have enough time to open each individual workspace to upload its tasks. And this is especially useful because just below this button you also have your time tracker, you have a reminder, you have a notepad, a new document, and a calendar. So if you want to grab a quick note, you can open up your notepad and write up some notes here on ClickUp as well. Now after that, you have your settings for your own account. Now you can see here you have your little sales section, or your general workspace, whatever you name it. I just named it sales. So for the settings of your entire workspace, so everything that I just showed you is like my entire workspace, I can monitor it over here. And if I wanted to create another workspace, I can just click over here, and then I can just enter a different name. So let's just say this is IT. I can set a color, and now you can see I have this everything workspace, and within that space I have this space. This Jane Doe's workspace is entirely separated from sales. So this is even better for further categorization, and I find this the most useful in managing different companies at the same time. This is going to be the most important feature that you're going to be looking for. But it's very essential that you know that if you're working with a large team within the same company, you shouldn't create a different workspace. And the reason for that is, if I want to share anything between these two places, so between this section and this section, Jane Doe's workspace and sales, I cannot cross share any data or information. So if I am working in IT and there's a entirely separate workspace for maybe managers or marketers, I cannot deliver them any information to their section of their workspace, because these two workspaces are going to be entirely separated. So that's something to keep into consideration. Now, moving on to some of the personal features on ClickUp, you can even enable a dark mode if you don't like the white layout of ClickUp. Then you have your general settings, layout and size, notifications, your personal notifications, hotkeys, and hotkeys are very helpful because these are going to optimize you when you're creating tasks and when you're doing navigation. It's going to be very easy to open anything up. So if you want to create a task, you can just click on T. If you want to open your notepad, you just click on P. And it's very helpful if you add some custom hotkeys or memorize the general default hotkeys enabled on ClickUp. You can also choose to disable these if you don't find these helpful. So that was my general overview of ClickUp. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you're looking to buy ClickUp, there are two paid versions of ClickUp. First is the unlimited, then the business, and then obviously there's an enterprise version where you are going to have to contact ClickUp to get more information. Now I find that the free version of ClickUp is also very useful. You can create 5 different workspaces, you have unlimited custom views, you have 100 megabytes of file storage, and you can create unlimited tasks. On the $5 version, you have unlimited file storage, and on the business version, it's the same. You get a lot more automations on the unlimited and business version. So on the free version, you're going to have 100 automations, while on the $5 unlimited version you get 1,000, and on the $9 business version you get 10,000. And this is the most important feature I feel like you might want to opt for a premium plan. It's probably the automations. Usually I find that the automations on the free version work fine if you're working in a small team, but as your team grows you might want to opt for maybe more automations, and that's going to lead you to maybe a unlimited or business version. Overall, ClickUp is a very decent project management software, and I hope you guys can now navigate through it just like I did, and I will catch you guys in the next video.